Morning and welcome. Yeah, you find me back on the Severn again, back up at Coalport. Yeah, in a swim or in a peg. I have fished this one before, but only briefly for a couple of hours in one of the flogs. I think I'd had one small chub, and then nothing had happened in a couple of hours, so I moved down there and had a really good day down there. But it's a swim, I think a guy, Pete, who comes up here occasionally, he's spoken to me when I was in this peg, and he also puts comments on my vlogs. He said to me it's one of his favourite pegs on the whole stretch, and I think the only difference he does to me, and speaking to somebody else, is I wasn't going far enough to the back of the peg. I was fishing probably 2/3 of the way over in a channel, whereas other people go all the way to the back. And yeah, that's what's happened today. I've had a bit of a slow drive up here today. 112 miles into my journey, I decided I needed a coffee, so pulled in at Rugby Services, had a coffee. Long story short, it's taken me 3.5 hours to get here today. So got here at 6:30 this morning, came down here, started putting some bait out over towards the back. Tactically, I've had a slight change. If you watched my vlog before, you know that guy Peter, not the same Peter who likes this swim, another Peter, put me onto the method feeder. Well, I went out and bought some method feeders and some short hook links, and thought we'd give it a go. I took it down the club lake, where one of the club lakes that I fish, predominantly for carp, and I couldn't keep it in the water, to be honest. Never got a carp on it, bream, roach, anything but a carp, because it was never in the water long enough. So thought I'd come up here and try that on the right hand rod. It's only a size 16 hook, everything I wouldn't do for barbel fishing, but it worked down there, and obviously worked for that guy Pete that day. Peter, he had a few barbel, so I thought I'd give that a go on one rod. And on my left hand rod, I've just put the feeder out, done shorter hook lengths this week, because again, without the flow, I don't think your freebies are going that far along. Well, I normally have a 4-foot hook length, I've gone down to 2, dropped down to 9-pound fluorocarbon because the river's quite clear as well as low. And yeah, that was the plan of attack for today. A pellet on the band on the method feeder, and a little dumbbell, oozing spicy sausage dumbbell on the left hand rod with the feeder, so the upstream rod. And the plan was set the other GoPro up, video in, try and get some takes before I even did this introduction. And yeah, I'm sure as other people who do these vlogs knows, GoPros are a nightmare. In the winter they get too cold and turn themselves off. In the summer they get too hot, so turn themselves off. So they're great when they're working, but when they're not, they're not. So I have had some fish. Where I've got the takes on that other camera that's up there, I don't know until I go home later and have a look. But yeah, started the day with I think a chub on the method, then a chub on the swim feeder with the pellet, another chub on the method, a third chub on the method, so I've had 4 chub, and then I changed the pellet on the left hand rod to luncheon meat. So put that out, still fishing to the same spots just off that back bank, really, literally probably half a rod length off the back bank, and redid the right hand rod, had both rods out, big hoop on the left hand rod, definite barbel bite, had the barbel on, playing it, got into a snag, must be similar to the pegs down there, 2/3 of the way out there's snag, so that got into the, and whilst I was trying to get it out of the snag, the method rod, great big hoop over, so I slackened off the line on the left rod, see if that barbel come out, got onto the right hand rod, playing that barbel, and he was stripping line off me. The only thing with the size 16 banded shop bolt, I'll get my words out in a minute. Yeah. Oh, we're into another chub. Let's just... Oh. steady mark. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by a chub on the method feeder. The only problem with those shop bought, well, the size 16 hooks, they only come on £7 line. That barbel was tearing off, and yeah, basically it was stripping line off the clutch, and in the end the hook link parted, so I'd lost that one. Picked the other rod up, and the barbel had, you could feel it wasn't on there anymore, but the feeder or something was snagged in a rock. So yeah, 2 barbel bites, and I've lost them both. So that's a shame. I mean, the idea today is really a bit like I did the other week. If I can get all my fish by sort of lunchtime, I'm happy to go home then, because I'm here at 6:30. If you can leave here by 2 o'clock, then that's a full day in the winter, 8 hours. That's a long winter's day. So yeah, if I could just get, I'm already on 6 chub now, so if I could just get a few barbel as well, I'll be well happy to go home with that. It'll be a good day's sport for me. But the mix on the method, I didn't talk about that. It's just pellets. I put them in, they're in a maggot bowl, 6mm pellets, filled the bowl with water, meant to give it 6 minutes and tip it out. Got sidetracked and forgot all about it, and they had 15 minutes, so they're a bit too soggy at the moment, but they will dry out as the day goes on, and I have put some dry ones in with them as well. But yeah, it's a pretty simple mix, and that's, as I say, that's what I was using on the Club Lake, and everything was eating them, so why not use it here? I don't think there's a lot else to say at the moment. I'll probably wrap this up for now. Hopefully get some takes on film, some bites on film even. There's another knock on that. That method just gets knocks all the time. You know, you wouldn't think a 6-inch hook link on a method feeder for barbel fishing, but I think the chub keep knocking at it as we'll draw the barbel in. Anyway, enough from me for now. Turn it off for now, and yeah, update it in a little while, hopefully with a barbel on the bank. See you soon. Okay, let's wrap the vlog up then. It's 12:10. It's baking, and probably for the last hour the bites have almost dried up completely. The sun's as high as it's going to get, right above my head. The boat traffic I spoke to early, it's sort of probably every 15 minutes a couple of boats come past, but I'm on 14 chub now, 4 to the left hand rod and 10 to the method feeder and the little pellet. How mad's that? So yeah, let's have a little spin around, show you where the sun's fully up now. So you haven't got much cover over there. The bites are still coming. If you go right out into the shadows over there, you can still get the odd bite. Most bites have come off over there. There's a slightly purple bit in the water, and literally we should have, hopefully on film, when I cast out, providing the camera was running, when I cast out, as it hit the water, a big chub came up, and that's where 8 of the chub have come from, that little bush there. So yeah, let's turn this back around. So yeah, some might say a long way to come for 14 chub, but yeah, it's been a good day. or good morning, and I just haven't got it in me to sit out through this heat, trying to have a kip so that I can fish the evening and then be driving home and getting home at midnight or something. So yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. Definitely I would say, if you've never tried the method feeder when you're barbel fishing, give it a go. Okay, I haven't had a barbel. I did have a barbel take on it, albeit I lost it. And I've had one barbel take on the other rod and lost that as well into the snag. So maybe this vlog title should be Chub Fishing on the Severn, not Barbel and Chub. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot else to say. Got a slow pack down now. It's definitely the last cast. They're out. I've put the camera on, so the other GoPro up there, so if we get a take, hopefully it will get it on there. And yeah, slow pack up and walk up to the car through all the mud. Never really understand how it's so muddy down here. I know it's through a little bit of forest and it's always covered, but it is so muddy walking down here when we've had a month of sunshine now, pretty much. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. At least we've caught some fish this time. Made it. It's not being a blank. Not sure when I'll come out again. If I'm honest, it's getting a bit of a chore coming all this way up here for fishing. But I may do a session on the Trent. It's a bit closer to home, 50 miles closer to home, and give that a go and do another vlog. I think I did Fiskerton last year. Maybe I'll give that another go. But as I say, thanks for watching. If I get a barbel in the next sort of 15 minutes while I'm packing down, obviously I'll put it on the vlog. But yeah, see you in the future.